Let's talk about Boldly, and of course, we want to talk about premium executive assistants. And it's one of those things where Boldly really is going further when it comes to a virtual assistant. They want to focus on executive assistants, and the cool thing is that this is a premium subscription staffing company with employees in the UK and also US. And this is a higher end alternative to virtual assistant staffing agencies. And companies turn to Boldly when they need highly experienced long-term support on a fractional basis. So if you need somebody for a project for 3 months or 6 months, you will love to go with Boldly. And in terms of services, you have a large constellation of services that Boldly actually can do for you. So they provide ridiculously talented premium executive assistants on a flexible monthly subscription, enabling clients to avoid the hassle of recruiting and the cost associated with hiring employees. Okay, and Boldly staff have a wide range of work experience at Fortune 500 companies, a wide variety of expertise, and they are available Monday through Friday for as few as 40 hours per month. Now, you can actually go a little further depending upon the specs that you want for your specific projects. And Boldly actually has a pretty curated process. So they actually take a personalized approach. So after sharing your requirements, Boldly sets up a short, productive meeting with your dedicated account manager to ensure they suggest the right staff member that will match both you and your businesses. So what happens here is that they actually will assign an RM for you. So an RM, relationship manager. Sometimes they call that person, personal manager, okay, or account manager. And so Boldly actually stands out because it's a great option for demanding execs that can spend a bit more for quality, longevity, legal compliance, and flexibility. Okay, I mean, this is not your typical virtual assistant. This is your typical executive assistant. And so what we love about Boldly is that they retain their US-based talent with W-2 employment, benefits, and a thriving supporting work culture. As a result, you can count on your dedicated assistant to be part of your team for the long term. And Boldly also offers a buyout program should you want to hire your assistant full-time down the line. And so that's really fantastic. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. You are going to enjoy today's conversation. So let's talk about the specs you need to really think about when you envision Boldly. Now, when you envision a relationship with Boldly, and one thing I want to say real fast is that Boldly has been around for nearly 13 years. So they started in 2012. So they've been around for a while now, more than a decade. That shows your quality, okay? And so they actually, when you think about Boldly, I want you to think about dependability. I want you to think about quality of work. And I want you to think about premium executive assistants. In other words, this is someone who can actually do everything for you that you want to delegate. Okay, and so the company actually started as a virtual assistant provider, but over time they have morphed into an executive assistant provider, and they actually expand. They're constantly expanding their customer base beyond what they could feasibly maintain and what they can feasibly do independently. So not only virtual assistants, executive assistant, but sometimes they have special projects where they can actually match you with specific experts, if you will. Okay, and they have a friendly, competent, responsible, can-do assistants. So that's really good. And they also have high quality work, and this is kind of cool. And the cool thing, also even cooler, is that they actually have a long-term relationship with their executive assistants. I said to you a little earlier, if you want to actually buy, if they have a buyout program, so if you want to, if you love an executive assistant so much that you want to keep that person, you can negotiate a buyout program with Boldly, and sometimes it goes from multiples of 3x all the way to 15x. So for instance, if you're paying somebody let's say $1,000 per month, and that's just an example. If you want to buy out that person and you agree on a multiple of 15x, you're going to have to buy out that person at $15,000. So this is just to give you an idea of how things works. So how Boldly really works? Well, Boldly treats each business as unique and each business necessity as highly specific. So during a brief introductory meeting, the assigned team will assess your business requirements and recommend the most qualified employee for your organization. They would identify the ideal candidate for the job who possessed the necessary abilities and mindset. and they will also ensure that the one assigned can adapt to your company culture and integrate seamlessly into your operations. And I mean, you can really trust them because they will ensure that the candidate is a perfect fit for your business requirements and also culture before signing up. And when you are ready to begin, you can schedule a complimentary lunch meeting to meet your assigned staff person and discuss your business culture and preferred tools. You can view the status reports on the dashboard on an ongoing basis. So, in terms of performance evaluation, this is really cool. And you can see and track how your dedicated and devoted remote staff will help you achieve your business goals and objectives. Boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about BOLDLY executive assistants. And the question is this service really worth it this year? Talking about services, I want to dig a little deeper here in terms of the types of services that they actually offer. But first of all, I want to really establish the fact that BOLDLY supports solopreneurs, small businesses, and enterprises. So they have a large gamut when it comes to their target audience. So for solopreneurs, for instance, basically you have services that really concentrate on closing deals with customers and projects, especially for the very big, very busy solopreneur. And so here are some of the best features a solopreneur can enjoy from BOLDLY. So you have the ability to get things done without the hassle. So BOLDLY eliminates the never-ending loop of posting jobs or tasks, interacting with freelancers, and paying bills. You'll be carefully matched with a qualified remote staff for your job requirements, and you can begin immediately in terms of delegation. You can be agile. So BOLDLY subscription staffing model enables you to use your remote staff on a flexible monthly subscription with a utilization window of no more than 30 hours a month. No more than 30 hours a month. So that means what? You are talking about maybe 7 hours a week, and you want to focus on other essential matters. So if you are spending more time managing your back office or scheduling meetings than building your business, BOLDLY will help you focus on other business matters. So this is kind of cool. So that's for the solopreneur. Now let's talk about services for small businesses. You are able to save time in actually filling roles. You are able to stay agile, and you have a worry-free HR culture, so you can maintain compliance with while reducing inconveniences such as administrative and HR work. So now you no longer have to worry about healthcare, vacations, or paying your bills. BOLDLY has you covered. For enterprises, if you are a chief executive, you can benefit from partnering with BOLDLY. That's really cool in terms of in terms of the company giving you the types of EAs, executive assistant that you need, and so you can focus on the strategic business aspects of your activity. So you can fill critical positions. You can use a staff infraction. So this is kind of cool, and you can also actually have staff integrated to your operations. So your employee joins your team as an integrated member who can use your systems and procedures to be as productive as possible. So this is really good. So when you think about BOLDLY services, think about C-level executive assistants, marketing and social media management, project management, content writing and editing, bookkeeping, customer service, and bilingual customer service and admin. Let's talk about the value added here. So when we talk about BOLDLY, what kind of value can this platform add to your operations? Now, we love the fact that BOLDLY differentiates itself from others for the expertise and caliber of its staff, right? We're not just speaking about like a regular virtual assistant here. No, we are speaking about an executive assistant. And the team does not have any junior players. So you'll be paired with a US-based assistant with significant professional experience, ensuring that you get the same level of professionalism as you would in a big firm. So you have executive admin support, personal support, social media marketing, project management, customer service, bookkeeping, and multilingual services. Now let's talk about that like a lot more. So when I talk about executive admin support, you basically have an experienced administrator or someone who can do a little bit of everything. So BOLDLY Assistant can really relieve you of your workloads and help you operate your company effectively. If you want personal support, BOLDLY can provide that as well, not a problem. So when you have a packed schedule all day, having someone who can take care of chores, errands, and other things may help you significantly. And so you are able to rely on Boldly to get you the staff you need to boost your productivity by enlisting the assistance of someone with bookings, trip organization, gift buying, research, and many other tasks. And when we talk about social media marketing, we're talking about the executive assistants who are knowledgeable with a variety of social media platforms, from Twitter, now called X, to Facebook, to Instagram, to Pinterest, to other like TikTok, also, to YouTube. So that's really important. If you want bookkeeping, Boldly can provide that as well. Now, we're talking here about basic accounting, though. Don't expect to have financial reporting like a US GAAP financial reporting. The same level of you do not have a certain level of expertise as you would with a CPA. They could do basic bookkeeping, but they're not going a lot further. They're not going to prepare a trial balance for you, for instance. And when we talk about multilingual services, Boldly is a language-savvy organization with well-skilled multilingual team members collaborating with customers who have work to do across Europe, the US, and the UK. And with Boldly, your business can enter new markets more efficiently without the expense of building infrastructure. So this is really cool in terms of value added here. Also, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about Boldly and are their executive assistants really worth it this year? Let's talk about the cost here. I want you to look right now on the screen, and I want you to pay attention to what's really happening here. So you can see that Boldly is not cheap, right? But Boldly is not really competing with regular virtual assistants like Belay or Time Etc. or Fancy Hands. They are really above that. Okay, so for 40 hours, you're paying like $23.60 per month. That's the starting price, though. I mean, this is not the actual price. That's not the final price. For 50 hours, you are looking at nearly $3,000. And for 60 hours, you're looking at $3,500. And for 80 hours, you're looking at $4,720. Now, I've said a little earlier that they have placed caps on the number of hours you want the executive assistant to work with you. But it's one of those things where it depends on your needs, right? If you have 80 hours, that's fine. We're talking here about per month. So 80 hours per month, that's about 20 hours per week. If we assume that you have 4 weeks in a month. And but so everything will depend upon your needs. It's one of those things where you have to first analyze your activities and see exactly what type of needs you have, so that you can actually contact Boldly and they can match you with somebody. One thing I want to say is that based on the most current pricing plans, you can choose from the number of hours you want to avail yourself per month. But the thing is that just remember, when you actually sign up, they actually will make sure that you have the ability to pay upfront or pay at the end. They have their pricing model changes all the time, and depending on the geography that you're in, they can either ask you to have a retainer to pay something upfront, or pay at the end, or pay like a 50% upfront and 50% when the project is midway. So it really depends on the relationship you also have with Boldly. If you have used them in the past and they have you in their system, they're more flexible in terms of the payment capabilities there. I want to quickly evaluate Boldly for you. So let's talk about the evaluation. So by evaluation, I'm just talking about you having the pros and cons of using Boldly for your next projects, for your business, or for anything else that you can think about. I want to first start with the pros. So when you avail yourself of their services, regardless of your plan, you can get the following features. So you have a dedicated staff member. So that's really cool. You have you're meeting with your staff member before paying the plan. So you have the chance to ask all questions to see if there is chemistry between your staff member, because you want to see also whether the staff member understands your company culture, can adapt to the culture, can adapt to your existing staff members, if any. And you also have expert staff with 10 to 15 years of work experience, and that's really reflected in the pricing. If you think about it, before I was talking to you about $23.60 per month for 40-hour plan. That's really an average hourly rate of $50 to $60. So that's $60 per hour. So that's really important to keep that in mind. And so your choice, you have staff in North America primarily. Sometimes they have staff members in Europe also. And we've seen that Boldly started recruiting folks in Australia and New Zealand, and they're also targeting the Asia Pacific market. So you might have folks who are also pretty comfortable with those geographies. Okay, and you with backup staff to cover vacation or sick leave of a dedicated staff. That's really good. You have access to multilingual services, and you have access to the entire team of specialized. Like if you have a specialized task, you have access to the entire team. You have a private dashboard to track your hours because they are going to give you a dashboard to look at analytics. There are no startup fees, no extra charge for an additional user, and you can upgrade, downgrade, or cancel your subscription anytime. So the flexibility is there. So we love that a lot. What about the cons here? Let's talk about the cons. When you analyze the pricing, I mean, that's one area I wanted you to think about. It's Boldly is a lot more expensive compared to other virtual assistant service platforms, and there is no free trial. So you actually, when you actually start hiring your EA, you are paying right away. I mean, there's no time to actually think, like, use the platform, see how you feel, and but before actually signing up. No, you start paying right away. What are the rivals here? So when we think about Boldly, what kind of alternatives can you think about? I mean, obviously, if you say, listen, this price is really too high for me, that the budget, I don't have the budget for it. I mean, you can actually go to other players. You have Clear Desks, we have Prialto, you have Time, etc. You have Fancy Hands. You have also other less traditional VAs. I mean, those are not VA platforms. If you go to Fiverr, for instance, if you go to Upwork, if you go to freelancer.com, you can get freelancers there as well, and the price will be cheaper. If you think about ClearDesk, I want you to think about a one-stop shop if you need a reliable virtual assistant for your business task, regardless of whether you are a startup company or in real estate business, a small business, or a sales organization. And ClearDesk, they actually provide 3 pricing plans with the possibility of creating a customized plan that meets your needs. Now, hourly rate for a part-time assistant range from roughly $15 to a full-time assistant of $16 to $17 per hour. So again, hourly rate $17. That's really way that's really miles away from the $60 per hour that Boldly is charging. Okay, and if you want to hire an assistant through a virtual assistant agency such as ClearDesk, you can also think about Prialto. The company established best practices to implement high-quality control assistance and control assurance, rather, with its virtual assistant services. And the monthly subscription cost starts at $1,200 and includes up to 55 hours of customer assistance. And in the event of your virtual assistant's absence, a backup aide will be there for you. And then you also have Time, etc. And they can offer you outstanding US-based virtual assistants that you can really use for all kinds of activities. That's really cool. And you also have a FreeUp. FreeUp is another player that you can really avail yourself of if you really want things done a lot faster. So what is our verdict here? Is Boldly really worth it or not? Boldly is definitely worth it. I mean, they were established in 2009, 2010, so they've been around for a while now. We're talking about nearly 15 years, okay? And if you want to have quality, I mean, quality has a cost. If you want to have experience, if you want to have expertise, you want to go for Boldly. Boldly is definitely a legit company. It is a safe company. It is a company that prides itself on the quality and the acumen of its staff members. So if you're willing to pay a little more for quality work, quality assistance, you want to go with Boldly. That's for sure. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. Today's conversation, I was just talking to you about Boldly, and let me do a quick recap of this presentation. So I actually give you the presentation, of course, the general overview, the specs, the services, the value added, the cost, the evaluation, and the rivals. And finally, I'll give you the verdict. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.